Hello, everybody. Aaron Vasquez here, licensed insurance broker in Arizona. And this is my public service announcement. This is an Insur-Rant. It is Saturday, March 15th, 2025. Now, this morning, I was scrolling Facebook, looking, responding to some other mentions regards to insurance. Now, as I was going through, though, this came through my feed. If you can't see it, I'm going to read it out here. It's somebody's post in a local group down in southern Phoenix metro area. It says, "It's someone offering insurance opinions, home, auto, umbrella, maybe. I already have several add-ons through company, but looking to get more info." And the kicker, current insurer State Farm is seemingly canceling wildfire coverage mid-policy year. Odd that I'm not in a forested area, and rates have gone up for homeowners. So for that right there, we are talking about some individual who's already received some notice, some advance heads up about what is happening. Now, yesterday when I was driving, I heard on NPR that the Phoenix metro area is assessing the wildfire risk. And I found the article here this morning. We have 41,000 acres in Phoenix are at risk of wildfires. 41,000. Now, here's how the city is planning to respond. In 2019, the Phoenix Fire Department created a community risk reduction plan that's drawing extra interest following January's destructive wildfires in Southern California. So, first, in 2019, this community risk reduction plan began. Okay. Of course, we all know what happened the following year, which everything in a lot of places just kind of went haywire, sideways, and a lot of programs kind of just halted. Now, due to the wildfires in Southern California at the start of this year, they are revisiting this plan. So during a recent presentation before the City Council, the department said it has identified more than 41,000 acres of at risk of wildfires. Now, here we have Executive Assistant Fire Chief Tim Crease said crews have been conducting annual training and checking equipment. As hot, dry weather approaches, he said a 911 call about a brush fire will bring a big response. Pause on that because the differences between California and Arizona, very, very drastic difference, night and day. Arizona is known for its heat and also dryness. California, on the other hand, is known as a humid climate. And my understanding of what happened throughout that area is there was a lot of brush itself that did not get attended to. I remember hearing other stuff years back where Governor Newsom simply said, it's going to cost more money to mitigate this, to preventively take action that's going to reduce the devastation. So, of course, there's a lot of things that could be said there, and this is not something for the tinfoil hats. This is simply just what it is, because here in this article, the fire chief says, the reason we're sending all those resources early is because we know the weather risk is up. We know where the areas are that exist in the wildland urban interface. And sending a bunch of resources early and stopping the fire early is a whole lot better than having to send hundreds and deal with a fire that could be very destructive in our community. Awesome. I applaud that. I think that is great. At the same time, well, let's continue in the article. In an emergency, Phoenix Water Services Director Troy Hayes said the department can pump up to 610 million gallons into the system. So a lot of water coming in as needed when needed. The production levels, approximately 200 million gallons or 50% more than what we see on the hottest summer day of the demand. Also, to put that capacity into perspective, the large pallet fires, the warehouse fires that we've dealt with, the fire department only uses about 2 million gallons spread over a couple of days period. So a lot of extra redundancy and resiliency in our treatment systems. Now, pause on that because we have a concerned citizen who has reached out to their local community on Facebook and they're asking for opinions. So here's mine. The truth of the matter is, insurance companies are businesses, right? They are in business to make money. Now, they are looking at their future profitability and they want to make sure that they can sustain being in the market as well as pay out on claims. But the difficult decisions that these executives have to make impact hundreds and thousands of homeowners and property owners throughout the regions that they have a footprint in the market where they do business. So in one case here, we're talking about another huge company that has been in headlines already. And again, not a tinfoil hat talk, but the fact that this company is again going to be making headlines here. There are a number of options in the marketplace that still want to do business. And of course, rates are going to be impacted by information like this on the screen. So continuing with the article here. In an emergency, Phoenix Water Services Director Troy Hayes said the department can pump up to, oh, excuse me. In 2021, Phoenix had 709 fire hydrants that didn't work and another 2,000 that needed repaired or replacement. The council approved hiring a private company to help with the backlog. Now, Hayes said more than 99% of the city's 57,000 fire hydrants are operational. Property owners can reduce fire risks by creating a defensible space around buildings, trimming trees and bushes, and keeping dry vegetation away from buildings. Now, they're not putting it back on property owners. If anybody is familiar with the California landscapes and California home insurance, they have a wildfire mitigation program that does require homeowners to actually trim back the trees. I believe it's 10 feet around the building. They want that brush cleared out. Here in Arizona, has not been implemented, but they are making the suggestion that if you have a tree or any bushes around your property, then please trim them. And if you're more concerned about being in the fringes of the city and closer to where these wildfires may actually spark up, then remove them. That would help you by the insurance company standpoint because they're going to say there is less risk around your property to catch a small ember and become a catastrophe. So, as it says here, so cutting trees that are not healthy, if you got trees that are right up next to your attic space and the gabled ends in your house, and these sorts of them, trimming those back, maintaining your natural landscape and maintaining your property will significantly reduce fire risk. And in the event that there is a fire, it makes the firefighters' jobs and chances of being successful a whole lot better. And that is the end of the article. So here's the Insur-Rant that I can give to you about it. The wildfire season will be beginning in May, roughly. Sorry, let me grab this information for you. In 2024, last year, Phoenix experienced 113 consecutive days with temperatures at or above 100 degrees, and that was breaking a previous record. If you do not believe in climate change, if you do not believe in the impact of whatever it is that is happening out there in the world, and you want to lean towards geoengineering or other types of man-made um, impact, that's not what this is about. The truth is that insurance companies believe in climate change. Insurance companies determine their rates based on statistic and data and other things like that. Now, this information continues saying, here's a more detailed breakdown. Phoenix saw its hottest year on record in 2024 with a record-breaking 113 days at 100 degrees or higher temperature, the longest streak. This streak started on May 26th and ended September 17th. Also, Phoenix, and today is March 15th. So that would be roughly 2 months away. Phoenix also broke records for the number of days above 110 degrees and the number of days with overnight lows at or above 90 degrees. The summer of 2024 was the hottest summer on record for Phoenix with an average temperature of 99 degrees, surpassing the previous record of 97 degrees. And heat-related deaths from this search result, the Maricopa County Department of Public Health reported 602 confirmed heat-related deaths in 2024. Now, if there were a terrible wildfire situation, then we're talking about terrible air conditions in addition to the heat itself restricting a lot of persons of having a comfortable breathing pattern. Now, if you have questions about this, I would suggest you reach out to your local agent that you've already established that relationship with. You know them, you like them, you trust them. If the information you're receiving back just doesn't feel right, or you want second opinions, of course, again, do some research, find some referrals from other individuals that you know, like, and trust. However, I'm happy to provide you my 2 cents, and I will continue to release content here as I get the chance to, as information comes through. And certainly, if you are a, in a position where your home is, again, on the fringe of the Phoenix Metro, closer to these areas, then I would highly encourage you to start right now getting estimates from landscapers, tree trimmers, as well as any other types of repairs that you may need to your home. Because from the insurance company standpoint, they will start taking action. They will start to look at risks individually as well as zones. So if you are with a company that is looking at an individual risk, your specific home, within one of these zones, they may be reluctant to take on the risk, basically to provide coverage, no matter what the price they give. In other cases, they may be one of the few companies to provide you coverage at an unreasonable rate. However, it's better than nothing. The other side of this, we are talking about proactive responses. The city of Phoenix, the Phoenix Metro, the fire departments themselves are aware of what is to come as far as the heat. Yeah, the heat will be on. Now, what they're doing preemptively is planning and preparing. They're testing their equipment. They're making sure that things are in order. They're training their personnel, and they're making sure that they will be ready to attack these fires at the onset of the fire so that they can put a stop to the fire without it reaching some massive devastation. Side note here, while I was out driving and hearing this article, I was up and down Scottsdale Road, and I don't know if you have noticed, but I certainly did. From the south end of Scottsdale Road all the way up to the north end of Scottsdale Road, it looks like they are putting down piping, water piping. And my brain right now is just catching up with this article, that post, and my personal experience, what I saw yesterday. I think that would be great news because there's a lot of space between the 101 highway and getting up to the South Mountain, or up in the northern part, but at the foothills around like the Cave Creek, Carefree areas, the north Scottsdale areas, the cities of Anthem and such, right? Those areas, I believe, will be highly impacted by this information and decisions from insurance companies. Equally, we're going to see around the South Mountain area, where we're talking cities like Ahwatukee and Chandler. Um, Please understand that if you have any questions, I'm happy to consult with you. Many other licensed insurance professionals are happy to consult with you, but please consider this a PSA so that you can get ahead of, just like the fire department is doing, get ahead of the damage and do what you can to reduce the damage. If you feel that this is unreasonable, unfair, I feel for you on that perspective as well. But again, the insurance companies ultimately are businesses. They are trying to sustain their time in the market so that they can keep offering coverage, and they are trying to remain in business, be profitable so that they have those monies to pay out for future claims. Now, I am Aaron Vasquez. This has been an Insur-Rant.